I was thinking about this the other day. What's the most important thing on a barbecue platter? I had a few answers initially, but then as I thought about it, my answer took a different direction, and it may surprise you. What do you think the most important thing on a barbecue platter is? If you said brisket or ribs or dessert, you might be right. But for me, the right answer is pickled red onions. Barbecue is bold, fatty, and peppery, and all those savory flavors get lost in one another. You go from one meat to the next, and the average palate just can't keep up. Enter nature's best palate cleanser, quick pickled red onions. This is a quick pickle, so not truly a fermentation, and the vinegar used here is acidic and just absolutely cuts through the fattiness. It cleanses that palate right up with a refreshing flavor bomb that'll get you ready for the next bite of barbecue. It's also versatile. I love throwing these on tacos, salads, sandwiches, and a ton of other dishes. Pickling is basically a method of preserving foods and adding flavor. Many cultures have some version of pickling, and historically it's out of necessity for food preservation. A lot of people still do that, like if you have a garden and you want to hang on to your veggies through the winter, etc. I just do small batches at a time. It's easy and it does not take long at all. So this is a small batch recipe. Grab a mason jar and clean it thoroughly. This recipe makes one 16-ounce jar. If you decide to make 2 jars like I did in the video, you'll have to double the brine recipe. I grabbed the best red onions I can possibly find, which gives me a good start. Here we have some red wine vinegar. I also try to get a good quality brand like I have here. Pour 1/2 cup of this. Next up we have white wine vinegar, which I think just balances out the red wine flavor a bit. Pour another 1/2 cup of this as well. We need some water here to dilute it down a bit. We'll get 1/2 cup of this as well. 2 tablespoons of sugar. If you want it less sweet, you can decrease that amount or increase it. I'm a 2 tablespoon kind of guy for this. In here, we also have 1 teaspoon of diamond crystal kosher salt. Here's some garlic cloves that we'll smash and add to the jar. Here we have a couple bay leaves. We've got a handful of black peppercorns. Slice thin your red onions with either a chef's knife or a mandolin. If you use a mandolin, please don't slice off your finger or a knuckle. I don't need an ER visit on my conscience. Get it into half moons, so slice the top off like I'm doing now. Then slice right down the middle just like this. I'm going to show you 2 ways to do this. First with a chef's knife. This is if you want to be safer and you don't have a mandolin and you don't want to slice your knuckle off. The second way is with this dirty dog, the mandolin. Use a bent knuckle as kind of a guide here, as well as to create a block that your other fingers kind of stay behind so they remain safe. Figure out the width you want and just go straight down. Take your time with this, as quality is better than speed. And then the second way is just to simply run this through the mandolin. You guys know what that is? That's a pile of purple pickles. Smash 3 or 4 garlic cloves per jar. When you smash garlic cloves, it releases a compound called allicin, which is basically a defense mechanism for the garlic to ward off invaders. Garlic is stupid though, because allicin is what makes the garlic delicious. Joke's on you, garlic. Go ahead and stuff the onions into the jars. Add the garlic cloves about midway through. So now we've got our onions and our garlic stuffed into the jars. Now we're gonna throw in our black peppercorns and our bay leaves. You want to make sure nothing interferes with the seal, so go ahead and use a fork to stuff everything down so there's no interference. This video is brought to you by our sponsor, Woodchuck Firewood. Woodchuck has all kinds of different woods. He's based out of Valley Center, Kansas, but he ships his wood all over the country. If you're on the lookout for wood splits that you need for your barbecue, fire pit, or fireplace, Woodchuck Firewood is your guy. Look him up online and contact him if you want to place an order, and he'll take good care of you. Put on a medium-sized pot to high heat and add your vinegars, water, sugar, and salt. Bring this to a boil and stir till everything is dissolved. Go back to your jars and put some paper towels underneath, as the brine will spill out and that's what you want. Pour the hot liquid over to the brim. Seal the lids and turn over upside down to make sure nothing leaks. And voila, that's it. Let it cool for a few hours before tossing in the fridge. This is basically ready to eat whenever it cools, but I like to take it a week or so. That way the flavors really have a chance to bloom and develop. These will last 6 months in the fridge unopened and 3 to 4 weeks in the fridge opened. And that's how we make quick pickled red onions at fire and ferment. If you like this content and you want to see more of it, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I love you guys, and stick around.